Dear Abians, in the Abians, behold the man that wants to replace Alex Choma Otti. See him.
One move, baby. Oh, we're going to the party has started. What's eating?
Victory night.
Honorable line.
Honorable line.
That is him, the messenger of the gods, the hyena of the lions and tigers. The men that are angry sent him. They are not happy that Abia is on the trajectory of progress. The dungeon, the pit that they dug for Abia, a man has come to become the Messiah, to turn the fortunes around. It is work in progress, but they cannot wait for this eventual success, eventual leading to El Dorado. They have to cut it short. So they have sent this demon to come. And he's dancing in a private jet. He's dancing. He doesn't care. A man that was elected to be a legislator in a country that there is crisis of policies. We are not achieving our budget. There is nothing working. Rule of law has been disintegrated, but he can loaf off. It doesn't concern him. And then when I talk about these people, some of you think I'm just being emotionally emotional. If I would help do this education, and listen very carefully. In the core, in the heart, or if you want to list 5 core qualities of a good leader, 5. Maybe I would take vision. Because of course, the eyes is on the air so that I can provide sight, right? Vision. Maybe integrity as the second thing. The third thing I would take for being a good leader is having emotional intelligence. The ability to recognize the pains, the situation, the anger, the circumstance, the condition of others is a very important quality of a leader. And that is where sympathy, empathy, all of these other things come. So a man that does not have emotional intelligence, you would think that man is a good leader. That is where to start from. Because if you know the pains and misery of the Nigerian people, you will not be celebrating a private jet and say it is not politics, it is stupidity. And I say that everywhere. So when you see some leaders who cut away some of the richest people in Nigeria, they have refused to show off, not because it is not within their right to, but they are understanding. It is only a smart person that say, no, emotional intelligence will teach you that there are times where you cannot be loafing, you cannot be happy, you cannot be seen jumping around when people are in misery. They say, as a testament or as an endorsement of your common sense, you know the state of the nation, you know the mood. Do you know how many times my brand that I work with, once we spoke to them a couple of weeks ago, we were supposed to make a video. I said, no, the nation is money. I cannot be advertising at this time. You must read. So when you see these people, mark them. These are people that will not bloody care. That's the same situation that Bola Tinubu is. The man that can globe through, that can travel when there is crisis. The man that will give 10 minutes to people that are money and go and give 2 hours to call politicians and discuss with them and laugh. So he has clapping ovation even at pauses, and when he has a you know that time where your brain pauses and there is nothing coming, right? He gets claps, he gets ovation for that. This is the kind of people that you have engaged. People without emotional intelligence. This one wants to be governor without understanding the pulse, without knowing when to be apathetic. So when we regard certain people, it's not because they don't have money. How much does Benjamin Kalu have that Alex Otti doesn't have, even personally and in governance? But he has understood clearly. So when people become simple, humble, understanding, it is a level of emotional intelligence. And moving forward, Nigerians, one of the things that we are afraid to do is looking at the emotional intelligence of people. And that's why we have people as governors, as ministers, as senators. They are not emotionally intelligent. And even in the religious sector, in education, these guys live anyhow. If you're emotional intelligence, every single video, every single pain of a Nigerian, when the Bible said that you will leave the 99 and go after the one, that is emotional intelligence. Recognizing that the pain of one person is your pain, emotional intelligence. And if this message is all about emotional intelligence, I think I've done my job. Before you see that Judas Iscariot had to kiss Jesus so that the people will recognize him. It meant that Jesus was living like every other disciple. He dressed like them, maybe his hair was like them, he lived like them, that it wasn't easily recognizable of the master. He had to be kissed. A friend of mine left Nigeria and was in my city some months ago. And then he saw me and said, you dey live well now. Why you going to be like say Nigeria problem? Big pass you dey shout. I said, and I'm not even trying to lie. I'm not sure there is anybody that has met me that cannot attest to the fact that God has helped me. I'm in an environment where I'm a bit comfortable. But you see, the fact that I don't show off affluence, I don't show the cars or the apartments or the privileges, I've done solo trips with that. Maybe, you know why? I cannot be in a state of say I'm addressing concerns of this country. Then I'm addressing it from a point of affluence to show off to you. What do I want to get? It's not pretense. It's me understanding that there is a state of the nation. It's me. And that's what leaders around the world have that has put their society better than the society that we live in Nigeria. No serious politician with common sense will fly private jet and post it online. I'm not saying there will be circumstances where you have to do that. But when you even dance in a private jet like this, when people are miserably hungry and poor, it shows the state of your heart. Your heart posture is you don't bloody care. The people die, you will not care. Mark these things. These things are things that classes will not teach you, but you are getting it now. So when you see somebody who says a creator, is a social activist, and he can live large, he doesn't care. No, there's a problem. There is a connection. You see, empathy, sympathy, emotional intelligence. Look for them in leaders. It's very important. They are not pretentious. They understand. People like that are likely going to look for solutions to our problems than these people that fly private jet around. I swear to God, if this Benjamin Kalu becomes governor of Abia State, you will return to the days of 1999. One market. According to Bewolu, let's bet.
Governor Alex Otti would be our choice from 2027 to 2031 because he is, for me, the best performing governor yet to come out from Abia State. So for the interest of those who do not watch this video to the end of it to understand and grasp the context, now there has been a lot of sectional tantrums and submissions from all the quarters of the state, So if you're eligible, you are up to 18, and you are a citizen and indigene of Abia State, I would love you to make sure that you have your PVC ready and you are doing the due diligence work of educating, sensitizing and propagating the need for his continuation in office. Not because you want crumbs or something, but because that is the purest obligation you owe your state to see Abia State to progress. Now, let me say something. Governor Alex Otti is not a saint. He's far from that. We all know that. But in terms of performance and key point indicators that mark people or the hallmark of measurement for any leader or governor in Abia State, Governor Alex Otti scores highly above every governor that emerged from Abia State. This video is very important because we are going to be deciphering, we're going to be tearing down some statistics, structures, and impending issues in Abia State. And I'll make it as brief as possible. So please, if you are part of the people who follow my video to the end, you owe us a due diligence that you share it to all the groups, WhatsApp, and everywhere you're coming from. So now, there's a lot of sectional, disagreement on his performance, this and that in the state right now, if you're following. So I just, researched through Facebook and I was seeing comments and everything. And as someone who have followed the politics of Abia State for so long, there are a lot of things that we need to put into perspective. Governor Alex Otti is the best governor yet to come out from Abia State. No doubt. And we're going to vote him massively and make sure you're doing that. Now, a lot of people from different political blocks of Abia have their interest and have their advocacies or, what they want from the government. So I saw people from the Ngwa, Okwa, and Ngwa political bloc that makes up the Okwa and Ngwa. They have their yearnings. People from Abia North, that's the old Bende or Hofia or Chuku axis, they have their own yearnings, And we equally have people from the Omahia Ikwano political bloc. They equally have their yearnings. But there's something I've come to find out in all of this. Most of these people are the people of the old political bloc. Let me use that term. Most of them are the ones that feel that they are the structure. Because if you watch most of their arguments, it's tending down towards structure. And what is this structure? This structure is the old PDP from the OKZ Bazo-led administration. Most of them cannot find their footing again in this administration. So they are trumping up a lot of issues, pointing out this, that dividends of democracy that they feel is not getting to their blocks. You understand? So some of these are necessary, but let us put time into perspective. Governor Otti has just done 3 years. May 29th will make it 3 years, Abi? And we've had people that have done 8 years, done 16 years, done 24 years, and we had nothing to write home about. But in just 3 years, how come we are pointing out all these roads? People from the Osisioma block are saying Orata road is not being done. They're saying some part of Abba South road not been done. They are saying a lot of stakeholders are not being carried along, that the LG chairman of these local governments are not performing, But if you look at it, it's just because they want their structure back. It's not because they love Abia. If you're a youth from Abia State and this is happening, just know that you cannot benefit even from these structures. The best place for you to be is for you to be on the side of development and progress, because that's being distributed evenly would even favor you more than the crumbs that you think this structure will only use you. And if you check the history, they've all been for their personal aggrandizement and promotion and elevation. They've never catered for the indigenes or the masses or the matrix in Abia State. They've never done that. All they use is to use you to perpetuate their political aspiration, and it has never been for the common good of the Abia people. Now they said that the people of Isialangwa South and North supported Otti, whom for them, I don't want to use that word, against Kikas and Prof. But the problem is not that the people supported Otti. The people supported credibility. The people supported performance. The people supported antecedents. Now, ask me, who brought Prof and Kikas during the last election? It was OKZ Bazu. And what was the performance rating of OKZ Bazu during the 8 years? People will give reasons, but what is the performance? So it's not about sectional Ungwa, Eastern Ungwa, Northern Ungwa, and all that blah, blah, blah. No, Ungwa is one. And if OKZ had performed, if he had delivered, if he had built Aba, if he had built Ungwa in general, what is the distance between Obingwa and Isialangwa? My mom is from Obingwa, and my dad is from Isialangwa South. What is the distance? Ask yourself that. From Nenu to Mbokonta, you come out to Ururuka Road, and you're now in Ohekuru, and you're in Isialangwa South. What's the distance? What are we saying? So, if key projects have been executed, we wouldn't be talking about this. True. Ask yourself for 8 years, what happened in Abba South? What happened in Abba North? Orata, what happened in all those houses? What happened in Opobo? What happened in all these places? Aside from roads, everybody's talking about roads. What happened to businesses? What happened to structures? What happened to healthcare? What happened to schools, education? What happened to skill acquisition? What happened to a bursary? What happened to our children and everything? What happened to them? So when people are bringing up these charges, they are just doing that for their personal interest. The election come 2027, I've sent this one into Governor Alex Otti. It's going to be strictly on this old politician, the old order, and you, the performing governor. Yes. And in as much as we are riding on the wave of performance in the state level, please, I need the governor to also fact check this local government chairman. Because if they are not performing, they are closer to the grassroots. If they are not performing, then these things keep coming up. So anybody that is not performing under your cabinet, from the media side, who is not disseminating the proper information and engaging the proper grassroots channels. I'm not talking about these stakeholders and quotes. I don't care about them. All they want is the conduit to pipe money. But I'm talking about the real grassroots, the market women, the farmer, the youth bodies, the students. You understand? That is who we are talking about. So if these council chairmen are not engaging them, are not making sure that the dividend of your administration is rippling down to these people, then it's time to overhaul them. And I pray to you, my governor, that you hasten up all the works you have in this area, Aba South, Aba North, Orata, Obingwa, at least before August. Let's be done and cleared in those areas. Please, it's very important too. But let us know that the election that we are going into come 2027 is going to be about the old structure and performance. Now we are going to make sure that the grassroots is carried along. And how do we carry the grassroots along? It's just simply by information. It's simply by making sure we engage them on that level. So anybody that is under your cabinet or under your people who is not competent enough to deliver on the ground, time to scrap them off. But all I want to break down is that all these political blocks from the old Bende to Ungwa and Okwa, political block to Ikwa and Omaya, most of the people that are coming up now just care about their stomach and the old order that services them. But we have grown past that. So as the election is coming up, we already know what is obtainable. So my dear governor, I want you to pay heed to these areas that I've touched too. We retire them and retire them good. But the grassroots, the women, the farmers, the youth, the students, all of them, that is where the voting power is. That is the people that have the voting power. And those are the people that we must engage. And those are the people that we must educate and sensitize. That they know that this is not, all this wave, all this noise is from the so-called retired stakeholders. They want to have their way back. So they are disguising and hiding at the back of the people to push propaganda. So, and if you're not familiar with the terrain and the politics, I'm just breaking it down for you to understand. The sponsored post and whatever is coming, you see that people that are spearheading it are the people from the old structures. But I want our governor to penetrate also to the grassroots. So if your foot soldiers and your comrades are not doing that job, it's time to bring in people that can do that job. If you watch Ise Alangwa South and North, you know that town for you, because there are people that understand the grassroots, and there are officers from the House of Rep to other people that understand that. That is the same thing we're going to replicate across.
I think one of my favorite things about Alex Otti is the fact that even though he knows that governorship election is like he's going to blow out competition, like it's not even debatable that he's going to win the next governorship election, he's still campaigning. She gets like two-factor authentication. Bro, every keke I've seen so far, a lot of kekes I've seen, a lot of wheelbarrow, a lot of people's bike, there's sticker. Literally, if I want the sticker on my car, I can just walk up to where they share it and I will just get it. There's sticker everywhere. People with buses and generator with speaker, they are blasting out like he's campaigning. Even though he could just cross his hand and just relax, and all his works is going to get him in the office. My man is not taking any chance because he knows that you people can be very funny. They can give you guys one bag of rice now and you will forget the good road and the electricity. See lights. You forget the good road, you forget the electricity, you forget a lot of things over 2K and bag of rice. He knows that he knows that Nigerians can still be Nigerians. He's still campaigning hard. He's campaigning like he did not do anything. He's campaigning like he just wants to enter for the first time, even though he has done thousands of projects. I respect that man. I'm telling you, he's a good worker and he's a good politician.
Good day to have viewers all over the world and welcome back to Local Journal. We listen and we all know the gimmicks of the opposition in Abia State to take over Abia State. We know how Alex Otti has taken Abia State to and where he has taken Abia State to. We know where Abia State is coming from and where Alex Otti is taking Abia to. If you guys allow another people to come, if you allow the opposition to come and take over the government, that means you are going to lose everything you've benefited from Alex Otti. Do everything to ensure you keep this man till 2031. Ensure that he is re-elected. You can see the good works he's doing can speak for itself. So do not let these APC people come deceive you. Do not allow them to come and deceive you. Stand on your ground and do not compromise your stand at all, because if you do, you find yourself to blame. What this man is doing in Abia State is not something ordinary. We don't know how he's doing it, but he's finding a way to pull all these strings without even having to take humongous loan or whatsoever. And this is the kind of person we need in Nigeria to lead the country. These are the crops of leaders that we are talking about. Leaders who have the interests of the people at heart and whose duty or whose urge to perform is beyond even our own expectation. That is the kind of leader we need. Do everything to keep Alex Otti in the office and do not allow these hyenas in form of people who love you, who had acting as if they love you, who had one been in power and did nothing to come and take over power again. This is my opinion. Drop what you think about this in the comment section, and if today is your first time to visit our channel, please kindly like, share and subscribe to our channel.